In the last year alone, I sent over 4,300 emails that made a little over $10 million for my clients. And in this video, I'm going to break down the perfect copywriting formula to writing $1 million emails. So if you're a copywriter and you're looking to improve your email skills, or you've got your own product and you've just not managed to nail email marketing, this video is going to be absolutely perfect for you. The truth is, when it comes to email marketing copy, most people just focus on the wrong things, when really there's just 4 simple steps that almost anyone can follow to generate thousands from email. So let's get into it. Number 1 is the one big idea. The biggest problem that I see with emails is they have about 10 different ideas and 10 different sales angles in one email. You need to pick one and only write about one. Now remember, your angle isn't just this is what we do and this is our service and this is our product. A real angle is something that flips the psychology on how someone thinks about their pain or their desire. So a good example for this is if someone was to say, our course teaches copywriting. That is not an angle. That is a very bad angle. Do not use that. Instead, you would want to use something like, the real reason most copywriters stay broke has nothing to do with their writing skill. The difference between those two is one is just a yawn-inducing concept that makes people think, whoa, what does this mean? And the other makes people want to read more and want to understand what this problem is. A good angle creates what's called cognitive dissonance. In essence, what you're doing is you're challenging people's assumptions and making them feel uncomfortable with their current situation. Step number 2 in the perfect email is the hook. Now, this could be possibly the most important part of the full email, because if no one gets past the hook, they're not reading the end of the email and they're certainly not clicking to buy your product. Again, a good hook just does one thing. It gets people to read the next line. That is all you need to do with your hook. Some really good examples of this are the ones that I've got up in the screen, and they're what's called open loops. Like, I just fired my best copywriter yesterday. It makes people think, well, why did they do this? It creates this open loop in someone's head where they feel like they need to know what happened. Or my biggest client called me last night to tell me that I was fired at midnight. It creates suspense, so the reader needs to know what happened to close that open loop in their head. A big mistake that I see with people when they're writing hooks is, hi, hello, this is John from X and we do this and we do that. That is not a hook. People are going to get bored. They're going to think, oh, get to the fucking point. You need to get to the point as quickly as you possibly can, but you need to do it by leading with curiosity. Step number 3. Now, this is where a bit of copywriting skill comes in, and you need to get creative with it, because if you don't nail this part perfectly, then your email will not convert and it's not going to resonate with the audience. And it is the problem, and the way that you present the problem is with an analogy that the reader will resonate with. And the way that you do this is by understanding every single part of your reader and audience's life. You need to think how they think and see the world through their eyes and put your feet in their shoes. The secret to stating a problem and making someone and agitating a problem is essentially you don't just state the problem. You need to make them feel it on a visceral level, and you do that with metaphors, analogies, and real life situations that the reader or audience might be experiencing. Now, a good one that is the one that I've got up here, which is if you're selling something like a productivity course. Most people approach their workday like a lab rat in a maze, frantically scurrying in random directions, hoping to stumble upon the cheese. They're busy, exhausted, and still no closer to what they actually want. Now, this works for a few reasons. It's immediately visual. People can actually understand and they can see this little rat scurrying through the maze looking for the cheese. It's emotionally resonant. What that means is when someone's reading this, they're probably going to think, oh my god, I'm the fucking rat that's looking for this cheese. And then again, it makes them feel slightly uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be the lab rat, and you're making them feel like the lab rat in a non-condescending way. And this is the single most important part. The analogy is familiar to the feelings that they feel. A lot of the people that are reading this email are going to feel frantic. They're experiencing what the lab rat feels, and that's why this analogy works really well. The best analogies and problem statements make people go, oh shit, that's exactly me. How did this guy know? And then that is when you can get someone to trust that you have their solution, which is number 4. Now, number 4 is a critical part, and it's a part that a lot of people fail at, and it's because they overcomplicate it. When you're closing out an email and you're asking for the call to action, you just need to make it dead simple. You tell them exactly what they're going to get, and then you ask for them to click a button. That is as simple as it gets. Now, I've got an example here of a two-part close to an email. So here what we're doing is we're saying, my email alchemy system gives you a plug-and-play framework that turns ordinary emails into money-making machines without spending hours staring at a blank screen. So we're telling them what they're going to get without X pain point. Then this is the call to action, and it's crystal clear. Click here to grab Email Alchemy 50% off until midnight Friday. No clever wordplay, no cutesy open loops at this point. You just tell them how to get it, because at this point of the email, if you've done the other jobs correctly, they're going to want to buy, or they're going to want to click to learn more. And that's all you do. You keep this fourth part as simple as possible. Now, let's just go through an email together that uses this 4-step framework. So the main angle here is fitness business owners that get zero attention, whether that be views or people into their programs. So let's look at the hook first. 87% of fitness experts with top tier knowledge are making less than 40k a year. Probably a true statement, and it gets people thinking. There's using some stats in here, and people are thinking, right, well, how do I make more than that? Because I believe that I'm a fitness expert. Well, the real money makers share something they're not telling you. You've spent years mastering the science of gains, yet your DMs are drier than your protein shaker on a Sunday night. So this here is the open loop, the hook, or the lead. This is what's getting people to read further, right? Meanwhile, some fitness influencer who can barely squat plates is landing 10k clients through his iPhone selfies. Now, again, we're using some analogies here that resonate with the audience. They're going to know what this feels like. They've probably watched some fake natty that doesn't really know much about weightlifting or bodybuilding, absolutely clean up with clients. Well, they know their shit, but they still can't get anywhere. Now, this is the real analogy that we're using here. It's like hitting a massive 500-pound deadlift PR with nobody around, no muscle mummies impressed, no baddies to check you out, just you alone with your gains that no one sees. This is the part that people are going to go, fuck, I've been there before, I know what this feels like, this is me. And we've used their analogy, a gym related analogy, and tied it into the problem that they're feeling in their business. Now, your hard-earned knowledge is trapped, just like those alpha clients who need your expertise but have no clue you even exist. Now so we've done the analogy part, now we're just coming to the close part. So, the difference, they cracked the code that turns raw expertise into massive visibility and visibility into serious profit. Here's what you get. Now this should have been formatted better, but it's bullets showing exactly what they get, and then claim your system now. Now this is the simple CTA. This is the exact 4-step framework that you can use to write copy for emails that will sell pretty much anything. Whether you've got a supplement brand, a coaching business, a service-based business, all of the principles still matter. And that is one big idea, a strong hook or lead, the problem statement, but you need to use an analogy that will resonate with the audience, and then a simple call to action. That is pretty much copywriting summed up in 4 steps, and that is all you need to do to generate millions through email. Don't overcomplicate it, don't worry about anything else. One big idea, solid hook, analogy that states their problem, simple call to action. And that is it. That is how you write $1 million email copy. It's as simple as that. Don't let anyone else tell you that it's more complicated, because it's really not. And trust me, I've got the experience. I sent over 4,000 emails last year and made over $10 million with these exact emails, all plain text emails that I wrote exactly like this. If you got any type of value from this video, as always, make sure you like, subscribe, and click on the link in the description, and you can get my free AI prompt guide that will show you how to write copy like this in seconds. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.